Chapter 17. The Seduction of Power. The mansion's private chamber dripped with velvet and secrets, its walls cloaked in crimson drapes that swallowed the candlelight, casting a glow both intimate and ominous. Zephyra Seraphina Locke slipped inside, her black slip dress a whisper against her curvaceous frame, her ebony skin shimmering with intent, her curly waves tumbling free. The coal locket gleamed against her chest, its cool weight a steady pulse, but her almond-shaped eyes, dark chocolate, molten with resolve, burned with a mission. Nia's plea, "Get me out," and the photos of masked men pulsed in her mind, and at 28, her throne was a weapon she'd wield, her sensuality a blade to cut through the shadows. Victor loomed by a low table, a predator in a tailored suit, tall, broad, his cold blue eyes glinting like ice beneath a sweep of dark hair, his smile a slash of control. She'd heard his voice through that door. Shipment set. And now he was her target, the key to the ring's lock. Her boots clicked on the hardwood as she approached, her drawl a sultry purr. "Thought I'd find you here," she said, her crimson lips curving, and his gaze raked her, hungry yet calculating. "You're bold," he replied, his voice a snarl softened by curiosity, and she stepped closer, her body arched against his, a chess move cloaked in desire. The air thickened, charged with heat and danger, as she pressed her hips to his, her hands sliding up his chest, fingers brushing the keys dangling from his belt. "Bold's my game," she murmured, her breath warm against his jaw, and his grip tightened on her waist, pulling her flush. Their lips met, a kiss fierce and unyielding, her tongue tracing his, a dance of power she controlled. Her skin prickled under his touch, lust a mask for rage, and she deepened it, her body swaying, her fingers slipping the keys free as his hands roamed her back, rough and possessive. The coal locket thudded, a cold burn against their heat, and she pulled back, her drawl a tease. "Got a private spot?" He led her to his office, a sterile cave of steel and files, and she slipped inside, the keys hidden in her palm, her pulse roaring. "Wait here," he said, stepping out, and she moved fast, rifling drawers, her camera snapping, click, click. Documents of names, dates, Nia scrawled in ink. Her chest tightened, the coal locket heavier now, a pendulum ticking between triumph and dread. Evidence, raw and damning, stared back. Passports, debts, a trafficking web spun tight. And she tucked the photos into her dress, her breath hitching as his footsteps returned. Victor re-entered, his cold eyes narrowing, and she spun, her sensuality a shield as she leaned against the desk, crimson lips parted. "Miss me?" she purred, and he gripped her wrist, his murmur a threat. "You're a rare one." She twisted free, her drawl steady. "You've no idea," she said, stepping past, her body brushing his. A final play to keep him off balance. His gaze bore into her, unconvinced but distracted, and she slipped out, the keys back on his belt, the photos a weight against her skin. The chamber's heat swallowed her again, Maya's voice calling, "Zeph?" But she waved her off, her mind a storm of files and Nia's face. Her slip dress clung, damp with sweat and secrets, and at 28, her narrative twisted, empowerment clashing with exploitation, her ethical lines blurring as she wielded her body for justice. Victor's touch lingered, a shiver she couldn't shake, and she clutched the coal locket, its promise a shield bending under the weight of what she'd seen. A file had flickered. E.W. Eleanor Whitaker? A thread she'd pull later, but now, Nia's freedom burned brighter, a fight she'd wage with every frame. The candles flickered, the chants a distant hum, and Zephyra stood alone, her breath steadying, her lens a sword sharpened by seduction, her throne a battlefield she'd conquer or bleed on.